Greetings everyone, this is Bill Hayner coming to you with another of my once in a while friendly videos. And I can hardly believe it, but here we are again about to celebrate Thanksgiving Day. And it's a wonderful holiday, absolutely one of my favorites, where we summon the amount of wisdom that it takes to realize, hey, we got things to be thankful for in this life. Certainly a lot of difficult things, but for the time being, let's think about the good stuff, shall we? So as I'm thinking about today, before doing a little tune for you here in just a minute, as I always love to do, and then also I have a small announcement that I'd like to pass on to you. But in regards to being thankful for all the wonderful things in our lives, of course, immediately tend to think about loved ones and family and friends and so forth. I'm thinking today about our darling daughter Angelina. What a joy she is in our lives, and what an interesting story she's had already in her somewhat short life. I want to show you a picture of her real quickly. This is one of my favorite photos of the two of us. This was, gosh, she wasn't even a year old, I think, just a little baby girl, and we took her up to Yosemite to see what snow was like, and she loved it. Now, she had some pretty serious challenges very early in her life. As an infant, she was discovered to have a condition called cranial synostosis. It's a condition where a baby's skull begins to grow asymmetrically because the fissures of the skull are coming together in an unnatural way. It's not super rare, but somewhat rare. About 1 in 1,000 babies, it seems, has this condition. But if it's caught early enough, then with the marvels of modern medicine and science, it can be corrected. And happy to say that her surgery went very well. But it was trying for all of us for a period of time. Here's a picture of little baby Angelina right after that surgery. And of course, she's in no pain, she's sleeping, all the sedatives working really well. If you see the little yellow kind of ribbon going across her head, what that's about is this: to correct this condition, they literally cut a suture all the way from one ear to the other. And believe it or not, fold the skin down, cut into the forehead of the skull, reshape it, and put it all back, and then sew it back together again. Can you believe that? Doing that to a little baby, but of course, like I said, naturally she didn't feel a bit of it, and came out great. The operation went so well. We are always so thankful for those amazing doctors who did that. But one thing that they told us was that when she was finished with the surgery, that the swelling all around her head and face would mean that her eyes would be swollen shut for several days. So even though she'd have a lot of other senses back, she would be virtually blind for several days. Here's a picture of her with my wife Jane, and you can tell she looks pretty solemn there. Not too happy yet. I mean, most of her senses are working fine, but not her eyesight. My wife, being the very smart occupational therapist that she is, brought in things to help her sense of sense, like a bowl of water, and she would put her little hands and fingers into the water to help her remember what water feels like. Now I'm going to show you one of my favorite all-time photos in my collection of photos, of which there are thousands. One of the things that we were allowed to do in the hospital after surgery was pull her around up and down the halls in a little red wagon. I did that for several days. And during most of it, she was fine with it, but still looked kind of glum. And then one magic day, I'm pulling her in the red wagon, and one little eye comes open, and it's just like that. The joy returns to her face. And look at that happy little girl when she suddenly realizes, hey, I can see again. You can only imagine what that moment was like. If I need to put myself in a good mood, sometimes I just take that out and look at it. So that all went well. She got through with that. No serious repercussions later. We had this is from her adoption party. We completed the adoption. We had a little adoption party to celebrate, and we had a Hawaiian theme. So there she is in her lei and her grass skirt, looking resplendent. Here she is a couple of years later. Gorgeous little girl she is, with a friend of hers, busy making some concoction in the kitchen. This is about 10 years ago, I think. We was about 6, showing off one of the roses from our front yard. And this is she today, our beautiful 16-year young high school junior Angelina. So certainly a source of great thanks in my life. So I hope you're finding many things and people to be thankful for at this period of time. Now, I do have one quick announcement, as I mentioned before. I do a little song for you, and it has to do with my art career. As many of you know, as much as I love making music, my primary source of creativity has always been in the visual arts, drawing and painting. It's what my degrees are in, it's what I teach, it's what I do. And I am very happy and excited to announce that within the next couple of weeks or so, I'm going to be launching a new website in which many of my pieces are going to be available for sale in the form of high quality giclée prints. These will all be low edition prints, around 50 or so prints are going to be available for each piece, so limited edition on those. And the great thing about buying prints from an artist is if you find an image you really like, it's so much more reasonable price-wise than trying to buy the original. So, and they're good quality prints. Anybody that likes my work, I think, would enjoy it. As a little incentive to get people interested, I am launching my new website with a little giveaway. I'm going to be giving away a high quality print of one of my pieces. And if you're interested, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send out an email to everybody on this email list, again, sometime over the next couple of weeks, announcing that new website of mine. And if you're interested, it shows you how you can throw your hat in the ring and see if you can win the free print. So check it out when you can, and watch for that email if you would please. Okay. Now, since I'm speaking about Angelina and talking about the art on my website, I wanted to sort of give you a heads up about the inspiration behind some of the work. A lot of the pieces that are on this website are from this series, which is my transformation series, as I refer to it. The lighting in my studio is not so great for recording, so this particular drawing is not coming across as well as it does in person, in my opinion, anyway. But when you go on my website, you'll get much better views of that work from my transformation series. And if you're wondering, if you happen to go and take a look at it, if you're wondering where that sort of came from, let me show you what the inspiration was. This is the sonogram of our beautiful little daughter Angelina that we got to see when her birth mom was about 22 weeks pregnant, I believe. And I had never seen a sonogram before, and I was so moved by that experience that evening I went out to my studio and took out some charcoal papers and charcoal and did a few drawings, and I sat back and looked at them and kind of wondered where'd that come from? It was like nothing I had done before. Then the next morning I came out and looked at them again and realized what it was about, and it was I realized it was actually my expression of my a sort of newly found sense of amazement and awe at these processes of growth and transformation that we all go through in this very organic way. And that's what that work is about, in case you're curious. Anyway, so we're talking about what a wonderful holiday this is and all of the wonderful things in our lives, I think it'd be appropriate to do a song called What a Wonderful World by the great Louis Armstrong. I hope you enjoy it.
Roses too, I watch them bloom for me and for you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, a long Christmas day, sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I say to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbows are pretty in the sky, the smiles on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands and how they do, very saying I love you. I hear the babies cry, I watch them grow. They learn much more than I'll ever know. I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Have a wonderful day of thanks, everybody. And I don't know what happened to the Cowboys today. Hopefully they had a good game. If not, you know there's always another one. Peace and love, and ciao for now.